Hi, welcome to another interesting math problem. I'm sure you'd have seen these kinds of problems being circulated widely through WhatsApp and other social channels. And usually it's a lot of fun to solve problems like this. And in many groups, I've seen quite a bit of discussion happening over the final answer. So today I just wanted to solve this problem and also teach you, how to go about doing it and the key things that you need to focus on, right? These problems are what I call as attention puzzles. They are testing your ability to pay attention, your ability to observe. Now, what is observation, right? Observation is just seeing things. Given that a good 80% of our brain is dedicated to the visual cortex, you would expect that pretty much everybody should be able to see things very clearly. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Many of us don't see every single detail in one shot because that's how the brain works. So many a times we end up not seeing certain things at first glance. These are what I call as blind spots. But when you come back and look at the same thing once again, or maybe when somebody else shines a light to a particular thing that you missed out the very first time, your observation starts increasing. And that is what is called paying attention. When you increase the detail of what you observe and be able to grasp all of that information, that's what paying attention is. And these puzzles specifically are designed to test your ability to do that. Okay, so let's go about doing it. It's quite simple. In the beginning, you see a bodybuilder. Three of those bodybuilders make up 15, so you can pretty much come to the conclusion that each of these bodybuilders is 5. Three of the masks make 9, so each mask should be valued at 3. The 3 dumbbells make up 18, so they should be 6. So we have the ingredients needed to go to the final problem. But this is where you need to observe something very carefully. You see the bodybuilder wearing a mask, which means should I add that value? Should I put it next to it? Or should I just find a way to maybe multiply them? And he's also carrying a dumbbell, right? Now, at first glance, you could just say, okay, he's 5, plus the mask is 3, and the dumbbell is 6. So, which means in total that is 14. Okay, and you can also see that there are 2 dumbbells here. Each dumbbell is 6, so therefore it's 12. This is under the assumption that when you combine things together, you just add them, you don't do anything other than that. So it's 12 plus 14 times 3. Okay, and now comes the second level of complexity, which is how do I apply BODMAS? Do I first add 12 and 16, make it 26, and then multiply it by 3 to get 78? So is 78 the correct answer? Or do I apply BODMAS first, 14 times 3, which is 42, plus 12, 54 is the answer. Okay, now a majority of people looking at this problem would probably arrive at one of these 2 answers, 78 or 54. But this is where you got to pay attention. The first thing, and this is something I keep repeating all the time, you will increase your intelligence if you learn how to find the differences between similar things and similarities between different things. Okay, so let's take these dumbbells for example. Now, you see that the dumbbells are made of just 2 bars, not 3 bars. So, this and this look to be different. So, if this value is 6, this is definitely not 6. It's something other than 6. So, one way to look at it is, the dumbbell has 3 bars or 6 bars. Each bar is 1. And this one has 4 bars. And therefore, there should be 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. But another way to interpret this, you could interpret it as 8. Another way to interpret is the smaller discs are missing. So you can think of the disk's value to be 1 plus 2 plus 3. Which means here, the value of each dumbbell is basically the ones removed. It's 2 plus 3, which is 5. And 5 times 2 is going to be 10. So the first level of interpretation, once you observe the dumbbells are different, is going to be marking it at 8 or 10, but definitely not 12. Okay, and the second one is here also, the dumbbell that the bodybuilder is carrying seems to be more of this kind than the one above. So whatever is the value here, so if you assume that the value of the dumbbell is 4, then here you need to add 4 and not 6. And if you assume the value to be 5, then you need to add 5. So here you would be like 5 for the bodybuilder, 3 for the mask, and plus 4, making it 12. Sorry. Making it 12 or making it 13. Okay, now I'm going to assume that we'll apply BODMAS first. So the answer, if you assume the dumbbell to be 4, then the equation would be 8 plus 3 times 12, making it 44. 3 times 12 is 36, 36 plus 8 is 44. And if you assumed it to be 5, then it is 10 plus 13 times 3, which is 39, plus 10, which is 49. So if your answer is 44 or 49, you are a little bit better in terms of interpreting this puzzle than if your answer was 54 or 78. But finally, there is no correct answer because the person who set the puzzle could have thought of a particular way of thinking about it, and he has not published an answer key. This is just a viral puzzle which is supposed to elicit different responses from people so that there can be more arguments and discussions in groups, causing it to be pushed over to another group and therefore turning it viral. But what you need to learn, or what any student who wants to learn how to focus and how to pay attention, is to take away one amazing thing, which is what? You increase your intelligence by knowing differences between similar things and similarities between different things. So when you observe anything, be it a math problem, be it chess, be anything, even physics, science, biology, whatever it is, you are going to observe entities that are very similar, but they'll have differences. You'll see some things that are very different, but you'll always find a common thread. The more you do this in your process of learning, you will realize that you're going to get better and better at attention and an observation. Okay, I hope that you found this video useful, and I hope that the next time you see an infographic puzzle on WhatsApp, you'll be a little better equipped to solve it and probably better participate in the discussion that inevitably is going to happen because these puzzles are designed so. Thank you so much.